Have you ever felt that really specific tension? Like you're doing something totally mundane, shopping for clothes maybe, but it feels, I don't know, like a high-stakes mission.
Yeah.
Your heart's pounding, you might be sweating a bit under your hoodie, and it's not because you're actually doing anything wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but you feel like you are.
Exactly. That feeling is key.
Today, we're diving deep into exactly that sensation. That silent anxiety a lot of men feel when shopping for women's clothing,
Mm-hmm.
especially, for cross-dressers who are maybe keeping things private.
It's like navigating a psychological obstacle course, and it's way more common than people might realize.
So what's our guide here?
Well, our main source for this deep dive is a really insightful piece. It's called Shopping in Stealth: The Silent Anxiety of Buying Women's Clothing by Gender Benson.
Okay.
And our mission today really is to pull out the key insights from it. The practical tips, sure, but also the deeper psychological stuff, how to navigate this challenge, and maybe even transform what feels stressful into something, well, empowering, like a ritual of self-expression.
Okay, so the big question for you, our listeners, as we go through this is, what does it actually take to turn that moment of fear, that anxiety, into an act of courage? Let's unpack it.
Yeah.
So right away, the author just nails that feeling, doesn't she? That particular kind of adrenaline rush,
Mm-hmm.
that internal conflict. You're sweating, heart pounding, not because you're shoplifting or anything, but just because you feel like you're under a microscope.
And it's so important to say that anxiety is real. It's not just in your head, as the author points out.
Right.
Society does often stigmatize this, especially for men. Think about a woman browsing the men's section. Nobody bats an eye, usually.
Right, totally normal.
But a man in the women's section, that can draw stares. People make assumptions. Sometimes you get rude comments. So that feeling, it's a response to, well, actual social pressures. It's not unfounded.
And that social layer, I think that's what makes something simple like shopping feel so heavy. Even if no one says a word, you've got that internal monologue just running wild.
Absolutely.
What if someone I know sees me? Is the cashier going to say something? Could I get kicked out? Do I look weird?
All those what ifs, they can just freeze you.
Totally. But the good news, as the article suggests, is you can conquer those thoughts.
Exactly. And the way to start, according to the piece, is small, strategic baby steps.
Right. Not like marching into Victoria's Secret on day one demanding a fitting.
Definitely not the first move. It's about building comfort gradually, little exposures. You're kind of desensitizing yourself bit by bit.
That makes a lot of sense. So like what kind of small steps are we talking about?
Well, the author gives some great examples. Start with things that are maybe more gender neutral or found in everyday stores. Tights and leggings, maybe. You often find unisex ones, right? Stores, big box places like Target or Walmart.
Ah, yeah. Or maybe oversized sweaters, scarves, cardigans, things that are stylish but don't scream women's section.
Exactly. Ambiguous items, even subtle jewelry, maybe earrings or a bracelet. And then perhaps basic things like panties, camisoles, tank tops.
Okay.
Again, places like Target, Walmart, you can just sort of slip them into your basket with groceries or other stuff. Less conspicuous.
Right, blended in.
And the goal with these baby steps, it's really just practice.
Practice.
Yeah, practicing being in that section of the store, practicing holding the items, practicing going through checkout. Each time you do it without anything bad happening, you're basically proving that internal alarm system wrong. It's like collecting these little wins.
Little wins that chip away at the anxiety. I like that.
Exactly. Builds confidence over time.
Okay, so baby steps are key. What else? What other practical things can help reduce that anxiety?
Well, timing. Timing is everything sometimes.
Like when you go shopping.
Precisely. The article strongly suggests going during off-peak hours. Think early mornings on weekdays, maybe late evenings before closing.
Why does that help?
Fewer people, basically. Less foot traffic means less chance of running into someone you know.
Okay, makes sense.
You also get more time and space to just browse without feeling watched or rushed. And often, staff are less busy, too, so interactions might feel a bit calmer.
Yeah, less pressure.
It's about controlling the environment as much as you can, setting yourself up for success.
And the piece mentions specific stores where this might work well.
Yeah, places like Kohl's or Marshall's, those bigger stores where maybe one person browsing doesn't stand out as much.
Right, there's more going on.
Or even malls, but maybe on a quiet weeknight for wandering through department stores like Macy's, or even places like Victoria's Secret, just to look around without peak crowds.
Creating a more comfortable space for yourself. Got it.
And this brings us to a really important point the author makes, challenging that internal narrative, the myth of the suspicious man.
Ah, the idea that everyone's watching you and thinking the worst.
Exactly. And the truth bomb, as the article puts it, most people are just not paying that much attention.
Uh-huh.
They're wrapped up in their own stuff, their own shopping, their own day. It's that spotlight effect, right? We think the light is way brighter on us than it actually is.
So true. You feel like you have a giant neon sign above your head, but nobody else even notices.
Pretty much. And related to that is how you carry yourself. Posture, confidence, it matters.
How so?
The advice is walk in like you belong there because, well, you do.
Right.
Hold the item you're interested in confidently. Don't try to hide it or act shifty.
Don't look like you're doing something wrong.
Exactly. And definitely don't feel like you need to make excuses to the cashier.
Oh, like the classic, this is for my girlfriend's sister wife.
Yeah. They've heard it a million times, and honestly, most don't care. Just pay for your item.
It's just a transaction for them.
Pretty much. There's this powerful perception principle. If you act like you're just shopping for yourself, people tend to assume you are. Your confidence sets the tone.
Own the space.
Own the space.
Okay, but what if, even with all that, the in-person thing just feels like too much, too daunting?
Yeah, and that's totally valid, which is where technology becomes, as the article calls it, a godsend, online shopping.
Ah, yes, the anonymity of the internet.
It's huge. Platforms like Amazon, Shein, ASOS, even eBay. Thousands and thousands of options.
Right.
You can filter by size if you know your measurements, by color, style.
Yeah.
You can read reviews, sometimes even find comments from other cross-dressers sharing their experiences with an item.
That's really helpful.
It lets you explore everything from the privacy of your own home, takes that whole in-person anxiety right out of the equation.
And the piece has tips for making online shopping work better too, right?
Yeah, some really practical ones. First, measure yourself accurately. Don't guess women's sizing. It's notoriously inconsistent anyway.
Good point. What else?
Start with items that are more forgiving. Think skirts with elastic waistbands, stretchy dresses, maybe loose blouses, things that have a bit more leeway than, say, structured jeans.
Leave your bets, yeah.
And definitely figure out your delivery plan. Can you use Amazon lockers, package pickup points, or time the delivery for when you know you'll be home alone? Planning that reduces anxiety too.
Okay, so plan the arrival. Smart.
Now, obviously, the downside is you don't get that tactile experience, right? You can't feel the fabric or try it on immediately.
Yeah, the tactile joy, as the author puts it.
Returns are usually pretty easy these days, so you can experiment. If it doesn't fit, you send it back. It lowers the risk.
True, it's a trade-off. Convenience versus the in-person try-on.
Exactly. But speaking of trying things on, fitting rooms, that's a big one.
Oh yeah, major source of anxiety for many, I bet.
Huge. But here's a really empowering message from the article. Fitting rooms are not forbidden.
Okay, say more about that.
It's generally legally allowed. You don't need special permission. You don't need to be in disguise or anything. You have the right to try on clothes you might buy.
That's a powerful reframe. It's not sneaking, it's just shopping.
It is. And there are ways to make it feel smoother. Choose stores with unisex or individual fitting rooms if you can. Uniqlo, sometimes Target, Old Navy, TJ Maxx often have private stalls.
Okay, that helps.
Maybe take a few items in with you, not just one. It feels a bit less conspicuous sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And just be respectful, be quick. You're not doing anything wrong, but being mindful can help your comfort level too.
And the payoff, if you can manage that step.
The author describes it as potentially euphoric. That moment of seeing the clothes actually on your body in the mirror.
Yeah.
It makes them feel yours in a way that just holding them doesn't. It's a really validating experience for many.
I can imagine. Now, the article also touches on something even bolder, right?
Yeah.
Shopping while in character.
Yes, shopping while dressed femininely, which, as the author acknowledges, is a massive step. It's incredibly affirming for some, but definitely not for everyone.
Right. So if someone is considering that, what's the advice?
Pick your location wisely. Maybe supportive stores like thrift shops, certain boutiques, known LGBTQ-friendly retailers. They tend to be more accepting spaces.
Okay.
Going with a supportive friend can make a huge difference, too. Having someone with you can deflect attention and boost your confidence.
Moral support.
Definitely. And crucially, prepare mentally. You might get stares, it happens, but try to reframe it. That's part of living authentically outside narrow boxes. It's not about them.
It's about you. But what about the internal battle? The piece comes back to that, right?
Yeah.
That the biggest voice is often the one inside your own head.
Absolutely. Your internalized shame or fear is the loudest voice. That tiny critic living inside, always pointing out the risks.
So how do you quiet that voice?
Well, a few strategies. One is just reminding yourself, clothes are just clothes. Gendered associations are social constructs. You have the right to wear what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Another is celebrating the small wins. Did you just browse for 5 minutes? Did you make eye contact with the cashier? Did you touch a fabric you liked? Acknowledge that progress.
Value the small steps.
Yes. And finally, maybe build a little ritual around it. Treat yourself to a coffee after a successful shopping trip. Light a nice candle when you try on new things at home. Turn it from something scary into a sacred act of self-care.
I like that. Reframing it as self-care. That leads into another interesting idea. Finding allies.
Yes. Making allies when you can. You might be surprised.
How so?
You might encounter a really kind sales associate.
Yeah.
Or a fitting room attendant who just quietly helps you find another size. Or a cashier who compliments your choice, genuinely.
Ah, those little moments of connection.
Exactly. They chip away at the feeling of being alone or judged. And, if you feel safe, sometimes just saying, "it's for me," can be met with simple acceptance. Many retail workers are trained to be affirming now.
That's good to know.
You might find more understanding out there than your internal critic expects.
And speaking of supportive environments, the article highlights thrift stores, right? As a kind of hidden gem.
Oh, totally. Thrift stores are great for reducing anxiety.
Why is that?
Well, first, there's generally less judgment. People expect to see all sorts of folks looking for all sorts of things in a thrift store.
True. It's a mixed bag.
Plus, fitting rooms are often unstaffed or just less supervised. Gives you more privacy to try things on without feeling watched.
Okay.
And the clothes themselves. You can find really unique pieces, vintage stuff, things that let you experiment creatively without spending a lot. It's a low-stakes environment for exploration.
Budget-friendly and anxiety-friendly. Nice combo.
Exactly.
So as we start to wrap up, what's the really big takeaway here, the core message?
I think the most profound message, the one Gender Benson really drives home, is solidarity. It's simply, you are not alone. The author puts it beautifully. Thousands, probably millions of men have stood in the same aisle with the same nervous hands, wondering the same thing. Can I really do this?
Wow.
And the answer is yes. You can.
That gives me chills, actually.
It's powerful because it's true. This experience connects you to a huge, often unseen, silent but vibrant community. Crossdressers, gender nonconforming folks, fashion rebels. And the article stresses that however you navigate this is valid. Whether you're out and proud, deep in stealth mode, only shopping online, only wearing things in private, it's your journey.
And the fundamental point is
that shopping for women's clothing as a man, it isn't about trying to deceive anyone.
Right.
It's about expression, self-expression.
Right.
And you have every single right to that expression.
So every little step, every browse, every purchase.
It's an act of courage. Every time you hold that hanger, swipe that cart. Even if your hands are shaking, even if you bolt out the door right after,
Yeah.
that's courage in action.
Because in that moment, you're essentially saying something important, aren't you?
You really are. You're saying, this is for me. I matter. My identity, how I feel, it's worth dressing for.
That's incredibly powerful.
And it's not about passing as female necessarily. It's not about blending in perfectly. It's just about claiming your own right to feel good,